It may not be easy to imagine a young Chinese entrepreneur building a vast overseas business empire with luxurious villas, extravagant watches, private jets, and dominance across real estate, banking, and consumer services. Yet behind that glittering facade lies something far darker. Allegations that, if proven true, would expose a global story of fraud, forced labor, and massive money laundering. Recently, the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, announced the indictment of Chen Zhi, chairman of the Cambodia-based Prince Holding Group, on charges of operating a global-scale online fraud network, money laundering, and using forced labor. The DOJ seized 127,271 Bitcoin, valued at approximately USD $15 billion, from the billionaire. Analysts say this is the largest cryptocurrency seizure in DOJ history. However, much of Chen Zhi's wealth has already been invested in or held through companies registered in the British Virgin Islands. His London mansion features marble floors, walnut paneling, 7 main bedrooms, 3 staff quarters, a cinema, a bowling alley, a swimming pool, and an underground garage equipped with a car lift. According to the DOJ, Chen Zhi and his associates used their illicit profits to buy luxury watches, yachts, private jets, resort villas, and rare art collections, including a Picasso painting purchased through a New York auction house. Beyond the 127,271 Bitcoin seized, the UK government has also frozen over £130 million in assets tied to the Cambodian billionaire, including 19 properties such as a £12 million villa in northwest London. Prince Holding Group's website presents Chen Zhi as a successful businessman who expanded operations in Cambodia across multiple industries, including real estate development, banking, finance, and consumer services. Beyond business, Chen Zhi became well known in education through his Chen Zhi Scholarship Program. Through the Prince Foundation, he also donated over USD $16 million in recent years to support local communities with humanitarian initiatives. However, beneath that perfect facade, the Chinese-born tycoon allegedly ran a vast global digital scam network, exploiting Cambodia as a transit hub for billions of dollars in money laundering. Prince Holding Group is one of Cambodia's largest conglomerates, with core investments in real estate, financial services, and consumer industries. Through its subsidiaries, Prince Holding Group reportedly controls over 100 companies in diverse sectors, investing more than $2 billion in Cambodian projects. The case highlights how even legitimate enterprises can be exploited as fronts for criminal activity, especially when cryptocurrency and complex ownership structures are involved. For Vietnam and other developing economies, the case underscores the need for transparency in cross-border investment, especially regarding capital sources, ownership structures, and business models. As cryptocurrency becomes more widespread, fraud schemes grow increasingly sophisticated, involving remote management and forced labor. Both citizens and businesses must remain vigilant against dubious investment opportunities, high-return funds, and suspicious online job offers abroad. This case also demonstrates that when financial networks and assets span multiple jurisdictions, investigation and prosecution become extremely complex. For Vietnam, strengthening legal frameworks, international cooperation, and information transparency are crucial when engaging in global investment or hosting foreign enterprises. Chen Zhi's story and that of Prince Holding Group serve as a stark reminder that power, money, and globalized technology can create giant corporations, but can also be weaponized for transnational crime, especially when cryptocurrency and shell companies intertwine. While Vietnam is not directly involved in this case, the lessons are clear. From investment regulation and labor protection to fraud prevention and crypto oversight, international coordination has never been more vital. According to blockchain analytics firm Arkham Intelligence, U.S. authorities may have seized an additional $2.4 billion worth of Bitcoin from Chen Zhi. Large quantities of Bitcoin were observed moving from wallets linked to Lubian mining, suspected to be part of the U.S. government's confiscation effort. This adds to the roughly 127,000 Bitcoin previously seized. Arkham reports that the newly identified Bitcoin remains in unsanctioned wallets, not yet mentioned in official documents, suggesting it may be part of an undisclosed seizure. Arkham, a leading blockchain intelligence company, was the first to detect the movement, known for tracking whale wallets, major corporations, and government holdings. With the assets confiscated from Chen Zhi, the U.S. government now holds approximately $36 billion in crypto reserves, making it the seventh largest Bitcoin holder globally. Meanwhile, Chen Zhi-linked wallets reportedly still contain nearly 16,000 Bitcoin, worth around USD $1.7 billion. In August, Arkham Intelligence revealed a theft of 127,426 Bitcoin, worth $3.5 billion at the time. The victim was Lubion, a major Bitcoin mining company operating in China and Iran, once controlling nearly 6% of global mining output. Neither Lubion nor the hackers have publicly acknowledged the breach. The stolen Bitcoin remained dormant until June 2024, when it was transferred to new wallets and frozen again. On October 14th, the US DOJ announced formal charges against Chen Zhi, accusing him of wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy linked to online scam operations run by the Prince Group. The indictment detailed how the Prince Group laundered proceeds from online scams through its network of legitimate businesses, including crypto mining operations that generated clean Bitcoin to mask illicit origins. One of these companies was Lubion. Along with the indictment, the DOJ confirmed the largest crypto seizure in history, 127,271 Bitcoin belonging to Chen Zhi. The seized Bitcoin was traced back to Lubion's stolen holdings from 2021. DOJ documents list 25 wallet addresses connected to the theft, all under Chen Zhi's control. The DOJ stated that it now manages the seized Bitcoin, valued at roughly $15 billion, its largest ever confiscation. Chen Zhi became the center of global attention after the U.S. indictment. On October 15th, U.S. authorities seized 127,000 Bitcoin tied to illicit profits from the Prince Group's online investment scams. The assets had been funneled through more than 20 wallets before consolidating into Chen Zhi's personal holdings. The UK government has frozen $176 million of his assets, including properties and related holdings. Both the US and UK have sanctioned 146 companies linked to the fraudulent network, including Prince Group itself. Born in 1987 in Fujian, China, Chen Zhi moved to Cambodia around 2010 and obtained citizenship in 2014. He began his career running an internet cafe before entering finance in 2015, founding Vimo Prince Finance, a lending institution. This industry has grown rapidly in regions like Cambodia and Myanmar, where hundreds of thousands have fallen victim to deceptive job ads, only to be forced into online fraud schemes under the threat of torture or death. According to the U.S. Treasury Department, it has launched the largest ever action in Southeast Asia, targeting 146 individuals connected to Chen Zhi's Prince Group operations. Those sanctioned include Chen Zhi himself and over a dozen associates across Southeast Asia and the Pacific region. As of October 14th, U.S. authorities stated that Chen Zhi, now a fugitive, has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering for directing Prince Group's forced labor scam compounds across Cambodia. His meteoric wealth accumulation also earned him significant political influence. Reports from the Cambodia Daily and Khmer Times note that Chen Zhi vanished as his conglomerate faced mounting allegations of financial fraud, money laundering, and human trafficking. The case marks not only a turning point in the fight against global cybercrime, but also exposes deep structural vulnerabilities within Southeast Asia's political and economic systems. Born in 1987 in China, Chen Zhi obtained Cambodian citizenship in 2014 and quickly built a vast business empire through close ties with local political elites. Under his leadership, Prince Group expanded into real estate, finance, hospitality, and telecommunications, becoming one of the largest conglomerates in Cambodia. However, behind the glamorous facade lie dark allegations that Chen Zhi operated disguised industrial complexes where foreign workers were detained and forced to engage in online fraud and voice phishing scams. Chen Zhi's disappearance is not merely a personal story, It reflects a much deeper crisis with far-reaching implications for Cambodia's economy and regional security. This video delves into the accusations, sanctions, international investigations, and their consequences, and explores the lessons that can be drawn from this case. Chen Zhi, also known as Chen Zhi, was born in Fujian, China, and migrated to Cambodia in the early 20-teens. After obtaining Cambodian citizenship in 2014, he swiftly established Prince Group and turned it into a massive multi-sector conglomerate, investing billions of dollars in Cambodia's infrastructure. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, Prince Group evolved from a small real estate company into a transnational criminal network operating at least 10 scam compounds across Cambodia since 2015. The core allegations center around the pig butchering model, a type of cryptocurrency fraud in which victims are lured into investing through fake platforms, resulting in billions of dollars in losses. The DOJ accuses Chen Zhi of overseeing these scam compounds, where thousands of trafficked laborers from China, Vietnam, India, and other countries were detained, beaten, and forced to work on online fraud. Images found on Chen's phone, revealed in court filings, show evidence of severe abuse toward workers. One of the most infamous sites, the Prince Complex near Phnom Penh, was allegedly the central hub of Prince Group's operations, where hundreds of victims were coerced into conducting cross-border financial scams. The case exposed the weaknesses in Cambodia's citizenship and foreign investment systems, which allowed conglomerates like Prince Group to exploit legal loopholes to conceal criminal activity. According to Transparency International, Cambodia ranks low on corruption indices, and the Prince Group case illustrates potential collusion between businesses and government officials. On October 14th, the U.S. DOJ officially indicted Chen Zhi on charges of wire fraud and money laundering. At the same time, authorities seized over 127,000 Bitcoin, worth around USD $15 billion, the largest cryptocurrency seizure in cybercrime history. If convicted, Chen could face up to 40 years in prison. The U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, designated Prince Group as a transnational criminal organization, sanctioning 146 related entities and associates linked to Chen Zhi. On a deeper level, this Bitcoin seizure was not just a financial blow, it was a strategic move to cut off the funding lifelines of global scam networks. According to blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis, pig butchering scams in Southeast Asia have caused hundreds of billions of dollars in global losses since 2020, with Prince Group identified as one of the largest networks. Experts note that the U.S. action represents a shift in cybercrime policy, from targeting individuals to dismantling the financial ecosystems that sustain them. However, such massive asset seizures also raise questions about ownership rights and due process, especially when digital assets like Bitcoin can be easily transferred. In parallel, the UK government froze 19 assets linked to Chen Zhi, including a £100 million office building and a £12 million London mansion. The UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office imposed sanctions on both Prince Holding Group and Chen Zhi, effectively cutting them off from Britain's financial system. London has long been viewed as a haven for laundered assets from international crime networks, and this case forms part of a broader campaign to tighten financial regulations. The Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCRCP, reported that Chen's associates purchased luxury properties in Dubai and London to hide profits from fraud. The coordinated actions by the US and UK not only targeted Chen Zhi himself, but also sent a strong message to Chinese criminal networks operating across Southeast Asia, where scam compounds have grown into a multi-billion-dollar shadow industry. China is believed to have launched a special investigative task force in 2020, suspecting Prince Group of illicit profits, and may request that Cambodia revoke Chen Zhi's citizenship for extradition. In Thailand, the Cybercrime Investigation Bureau is working with U.S. authorities to trace Chen's assets, while the Ministry of Justice may bring separate fraud charges. Meanwhile, Singapore, where Chen established a family office in 2018, has opened a financial probe and is reviewing possible tax violations. The scandal continues to widen, highlighting the rise of transnational cybercrime networks in Southeast Asia, with Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar serving as major hotspots for scam compounds. According to Al Jazeera, the Prince Group network relied on trafficked laborers to target global victims, causing immense economic harm. In Cambodia, Prince Bank, a subsidiary of the conglomerate, is now facing a wave of mass withdrawals, with hundreds of customers lining up outside Phnom Penh branches since October 17, 2025. The bank insists operations remain normal, but widespread panic could trigger a larger financial crisis. The Chen Zhi Prince Group case is a textbook example of the blurred line between legitimate investment and cybercrime in Southeast Asia. From an economic perspective, these scam compounds not only devastate victims, but also distort local economies, where exploited labor replaces genuine employment opportunities. According to the Business and Human Rights Resource Center, Prince Group has been accused of severe human rights abuses, with thousands of victims detained and tortured. Chen Zhi's disappearance amid the collapse of Prince Group symbolizes the end of an era of unchecked cybercrime in Southeast Asia. With sanctions from the US and the UK and investigations underway in China, Thailand, and Singapore, this case could become a model for future multinational anti-crime campaigns. However, lasting effectiveness will require stronger cooperation among nations, legal reform, and greater public awareness. Ultimately, this case serves as a stark reminder that behind rapid economic growth lie hidden risks, and only decisive action can build a safer and more transparent region.